Great. Okay. So first, let's start with a few quick introductions. Christine and Chieko, if you want to just say where you're calling from and what your experience with WTA is.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Christine. I'm actually located in very, very cold Philadelphia. Looking forward to some wellness trips in the warmth. So I've been with WTA for a few years now, hosted a few wellness trips, been on some other trips with them. If you have any questions, let us know.
And
And
Chieko.
I am Chieko. I bounce between Phoenix in the wintertime and Denver in the summertime, so that's my attire today is befitting. It's 91 right now. Um, anyway, I love hosting with Christine, and Kay is another one of our professors of wellness, and so we have a really good time. We do a good job, I think, making sure that you guys all get all your wellness vibes on. So we're looking forward to traveling with you.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to dive in and share screen and go over this Bali wellness trip happening in June of 2026. And then we'll have lots of time for any questions that folks have at the end of this session as well. So let me dive in. All right. And okay. So the Bali trip for 2026 is going to be from June 1st to 8th. So it is 7 nights. And some of the highlights of the trip, we just actually got back from our latest Bali trip in December 2025, so not very long ago. Um, we go spend some time in Ubud, where we get to see the sacred monkey forest and many of the different temples and water palaces in that area. We do sort of an off the beaten path temple tour, which this photo is from December, where we go more to the north and the west of Bali, to some really special temples where there's fewer tourists and really beautiful areas. We also, on this trip, will have our daily yoga and wellness sessions, which we'll talk about in a bit more depth at the end of the um, call, but you'll have the opportunity to do yoga every day. Chieko and Christine are both certified yoga teachers, so they'll lead those classes. And then we also do some intention setting and other sort of wellness workshops throughout. And then finally, one of the biggest highlights is taking these special jeeps up to watch the sunrise over Mount Batur, one of the volcanoes on the island of Bali. And it's just one of the most spectacular sunrises that you'll see. It rises right over the mountain, and then it gets this really cool reflection because there's a lake at the base of the volcano. So, those are a few highlights. About the itinerary every day. So you'll arrive June 1st, and that evening there'll be the intention setting workshop, followed by a really nice welcome dinner. June 2nd, we like to always start our Bali trips because you've traveled a really far way with a spa day. So everyone will have a massage included at the hotel, and then you'll also be able to have free time to enjoy the pool, to take the shuttle that's included as part of our resort down to the beach area, or just to walk around Sanur, which is one of the towns that we're staying in. June 3rd is our Ubud tour day. So we'll go see the rice terraces, the Ubud Water Palace, and then walk around the Sacred Monkey Forest, which has a temple inside, as well as these monkeys that are protected and thought of as sort of part of the spiritualized, I guess, the realization of this specific god at this temple in and on Earth. So we'll learn about that. It's a really special day with some walking and some exploring of the culture of Bali. We'll usually start the morning from 7:30 to 8:30. There'll be that yoga class each day, and if you want to join, great. If you want to sleep in, that's also totally fine. The Mount Batur sunrise day, we get up much earlier. It's actually a 3 a.m. Rise with time to sleep in the car as we get to the base of the volcano. We get from our little minibus into these jeeps with 3 people per jeep. We go up at 5 a.m. and then watch the sunrise about 5:30 a.m. And then we have a really cool breakfast also on the volcano. And then the rest of that day is a afternoon at leisure so that you can take a nap, do some yoga, just rest and relax. June 5th is our free day, and there are lots of options in Bali for your free day. Everything from going to the beach and spending it at one of the beaches, going to get another massage, or just hanging out at the hotel at the pool. And there are also many little towns. So Sanur is the town we're in, where our hotel is. But there are also towns like Canggu, which are more on the west side of Bali, that are really known for their shopping and interesting restaurants and things like that. So it's very easy to take a taxi to any of the little urban areas and do some exploring on your own this free day. Um, then on the 6th, we will have a private cooking class to learn more about Balinese food, followed by, again, some free time and a yoga class. The 7th, we will do what was really the highlight of the December trip, which is a private water purification ceremony. So there's a belief in Hinduism that you can, sort of use water as a way to purify and reset. And so, in part of our wellness, we go with a private guide and a actual priest, a female priestess, and she leads us through a water purification ceremony at a temple. And you learn a lot about what makes Bali, this island of the gods and the spirituality behind all of the different temples and traditions of Bali. And then in the afternoon, we go to Uluwatu Temple, which is a temple out on a cliff that is at times actually on a little island, depending on how big the surf and waves are and where the tide is. And we'll go on to the temple and watch a Kesek fire show, which is another traditional Balinese dance. They take place almost every day at this temple, and people are dressed up in really elaborate costumes. And there are fire breathers as well, which is why it's a fire dance. So we'll watch that and then have our farewell dinner. And finally, on June 8th, you'll have departures back from Bali to your home. So that's at a high level the itinerary. Our accommodations will be staying at a boutique resort called the Alantara. It's in Sanur, which is on the eastern side. Bali's kind of like a diamond shape. So at the very tip of the diamond is the Butik Peninsula and Denpasar, which is where the large airport is. And we're going to be staying on the east side of that diamond in a really nice beach area called Sanur. And there are lots of other little towns on the west side of that peninsula as well. Bali itself is actually a pretty small and manageable island, but there's a lot of traffic. And so on a map, something might look like it's, a 20-minute drive away, but sometimes in traffic that can become 40 or minutes or an hour. So we try to plan to keep our days pretty flexible timing wise in case there is traffic, and we don't try to pack things in too much so that we can get from Sanur, where we're staying, to one other region of Bali, explore that region, and then come back instead of trying to see and do everything in one day and getting stuck in traffic. A few other FAQs. So the weather in June is amazing. It's dry season, so there's minimal rain. It's going to be 70s and 80s with lots of sun every day. The water is warm enough to swim in, and it's just an ideal time to be there. It's before the peaks of the summer crowds, and so you'll get to enjoy dry, warm weather without too many hordes of other tourists. Walking on this trip is fairly moderate. It's about 2 to 3 miles of walking with lots of stops at a leisurely pace on the tour days. And then on the more relaxing days, like our free day or our massage day, right, there's really minimal activity. So we rate it as a level 2 out of 5 in terms of activity level, and it's pretty accessible. The yoga classes we'll talk about a bit more, but they're very beginner friendly, and we can fully scale them up to however advanced or however introductory the group wants them to be. And because our trips are really small groups, right, there's a maximum of 10 women on this trip, you'll be able to get a lot of personalized attention from your yoga teacher. The visa for Bali is required. You can actually get it on arrival or you can get it online. It's about 35 US dollars. And we send instructions on how to do that 35 days before you arrive in Bali. It's not included in the trip price since every individual has to apply and send a photo and a few other things. And then for Bali, there are no mandatory vaccines, but it is good to talk to your doctor and be up to date on, all of the standard shots. Um, there are some waterborne and foodborne illnesses that people worry about with Bali. We always drink bottled water. We recommend avoiding ice in your drinks, like an iced coffee. It's better to get a hot coffee just because you don't always know if the water has come purified or if it is just tap water. And then we eat at really reputable restaurants where we've eaten year after year and not had any food illnesses. So we took 6 women to Bali in December, and none of them got Bali belly or any sort of foodborne illness. So we try very hard to make sure that you stay really healthy on this trip. But obviously, Bali is a place that has a few more, I'd say, foodborne illness risks than some of Europe and places like that. So it's worth, again, talking to your doctor. And we usually recommend people bring, just in case, a set of antibiotics so that if you do feel ill while you're in Bali, you can just take those without having to see a local doctor. So um, that brings us just to pricing, and then we'll go over any questions that folks have. So, like I said, the trip is 8 days, 7 nights. You have single occupancy, so your own private room at this four-star boutique hotel for the whole time, and the price is 5,495 US dollars. That includes your breakfast and lunch every day. It also includes 6 lunches, so every day, but that free day, lunch is included. We can cater to any dietary restrictions. You'll be able to eat a la carte off of whatever menu we are eating at the restaurant. And then it also includes all of your private airport transfers on arrival and departure, as well as local transportation throughout the trip. And then finally, tips, taxes, and fees are included as well. So ideally, other than that one lunch on the free day and any souvenirs you want to buy, this trip is very all-inclusive of the price. The only thing, big thing that is not included is your international airfare, since we have women joining us from the US, all over Canada, Australia, New Zealand, occasionally. So all of the airfare is going to depend on where you're coming from. We're happy to help you book it and make recommendations, but that is not part of this land tour cost here. So let me pause there, and I will open it up to any questions that folks have. If you want to come off mute or put them in the chat, you're welcome to do either. But maybe to start, just if Christine and Chaco, if you want to each share a little bit more about your philosophies on wellness trips, the yoga classes, the other sort of parts of wellness in terms of the different workshops that we offer. You can go first, Chaco.
Yeah. So I can talk about the yoga classes. Like Catherine said, they're very beginner friendly, but if everyone there is, yoga goes to yoga all the time, we'll just bump it up a notch. Anything can be tailored. We also offer wellness. Sorry, what's the right word? Chico, what's the word with
Curriculum.
K's
You're talking about the curriculum.
curriculum, right? So yeah, we'll sit down every day. We'll do intention setting. What I found to be amazing on these trips are you come in on whatever day it is, Saturday, as 10 or 12 strangers, and you leave as best friends. Um, that's my favorite part of these trips. As we sit and we talk about our wellness journeys and our intentions, we start to bond. We form this bond between women, and we start talking about our life and different things that have happened. And to me, it really helps in our wellness journey to see how other people are dealing with life. For example, menopause, or just something as simple as that. We talk a lot about a lot of different things, and we just form this amazing bond. Definitely my favorite part of the trips, beside the scenery and all that stuff, and the culture. I mean, experience. I can talk forever on this, so shut me up. what Catherine does is set us up to immerse ourselves in the culture of wherever we are. And that's the whole point of a vacation, right? So immerse yourself in the culture, including the cuisine. Yeah, it's an amazing, and the best part is you don't have to do a damn thing. Once you get there, we're done. We take over.
Chieko,
I
anything you want to
echo
add?
everything that you say, Christine. It's fabulous, and at the same time, not everyone speaks. Not everyone is
Mm.
interested in sharing their private thoughts. It's still friendly. We always, as Catherine said, we're available for breakfast, lunch, dinner. We gather together for those meals, but we build in so much free time and some quality time that you can spend alone or with. We we generally buddy up. You have groups here and groups there, and but the best thing is you start to intermingle, like Christine was saying. There's never any awkwardness on the
Mhm.
trips. So I'm a foodie, so I really look forward to those immersion experiences like the cooking and going the water purification. That is something that really appeals to me when you think about the different fire, earth, water, and air. I kind of resonate with the water, and we're going to be in such a
Oh,
Oh, we lost your
we lost
sound.
you for a second, sound
oh
wise. There we go. Now we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, so I would talk with my hands, but just the immersion piece, really. Water energy and the
Mhm.
camaraderie is just fabulous on trips like this. So, do you have any questions? Christine and I are very similar in our yoga styles, and as she said, we can bring it up several notches or all the way. We love chair yoga. We love for people to just show up and lay down on the mat and just chill out and
Mhm.
listen.
Oh, the audio keeps going in and out a little bit, but
Well, okay, I'm done.
um, and the other thing I'll share about the wellness trips and yoga specifically is that we provide you the yoga mat and the blocks and the straps. So it's not like you have to come prepared with a whole bunch of yoga gear or anything like that. You just need to travel with comfortable, casual clothing. And then we'll provide you all of the yoga materials on site. So, yeah, happy to open it up to any questions. You're welcome to come off mute, ask, or put them in the chat.
I
Hi.
have a question.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
Somebody else is speaking. Let them talk first. Oh,
No, go
one
ahead,
second.
Terry. Go ahead,
Okay.
Miss Terry.
I may be confused, but I thought that I was on a call about Japan. Is that not happening? You're talking about Bali.
it is happening. It's just happening in an hour. So this 6:30 p.m. call was for Bali. The Japan call is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and then the South Korea call is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay. My invitation said 6:30. So maybe
Oh,
is it time zone difference?
it
Is
might
it
have
time
been
zone
the
differences?
it might have been the time zone differences. I Yeah, my invite on my end for Eastern time is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for Japan. So if you want to drop off and come back in 45 minutes, you're welcome to, or I can send you the recording of the Japan session afterwards as well.
No, I'll come back. Thank you.
Okay,
I appreciate it. See you
it's
in a
the
little
same
while.
link. Okay,
Okay, thanks.
thanks. Sorry if
Hi.
that caused
That's
anybody else
okay.
confusion. Hi, Melissa. Go ahead.
Hi. I just had a quick question. You did answer one of my questions as far as the yoga, uh, the mats and all of
Yeah.
that, because I've never done yoga, so that was going to be my first question as far as the items. But also, you stated that on the first day, or excuse me, on day two, we have a massage. Is that included in the
It
price?
is. Yep,
Okay. And
exactly.
then you said on our free day, if we wanted to do another massage, that would have to be out of pocket.
Exactly. Yep.
correct?
So we
Okay.
include a 1 hour massage on that first day. It's really
Mhm.
nice. And then the massages, the great one of the great things about Bali is that massages and things are really affordable. So it's like 25 US dollars for, any additional massages that you want to do. So we have
Okay.
guests who do a massage like
Amazing.
every single day if that's what you want to do.
Sign me
So
up.
the first one, where it's the group massages, do we have to sign up, or is like
We
different times,
We
or
give
will that?
different times.
Okay.
So once we have the group size, we'll sort of schedule it. And typically it'll
Okay.
be in the morning. You'll have like between like 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. You'll have an assigned hour.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Well, yes, a couple of questions. First of all, what, okay, so the trip's on June 1st. When should we arrive? Should we arrive like the day before or the same day, early in the morning?
So most flights to Bali from the US are going to get you in really late at night or very early in the morning. Sort of overnight between May 31st and June 1st. So you have sort of two options. If that's the case, we would recommend just booking a pre-night and we can book you an extra night at the hotel. So say you're arriving at, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. on June 1st, we can just book you an extra night at the same Bali hotel. You'll just arrive and go straight to bed. You can kind of sleep in the next day and the activities will start in the later afternoon. The other alternative is to look for a flight that lands, you might have a longer layover if you fly through like South Korea or somewhere else in Asia. And you might land around like 10, 11, 12 in the afternoon, morning on the first, which is also fine. Either way, you're always welcome to come in a day or two early. So if you wanted to come in even on May 30th, you'd be welcome to come in. Sorry, I was just trying to think of does May has 30 days, not 31 days. Sorry. So if you wanted to
Guys,
come in May,
31.
it does have 31. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you wanted to come in, 2 days early, May 30th or May 31st, we would just book you those additional nights at the hotel. That way you'd have the same room for the whole time.
Okay. All right. So for example, if I instead of so I could technically come in on the first and then maybe land like early in the morning because we
Yeah,
won't really convene until like later, like early evening.
exactly correct.
Okay, all right.
Do you know
Um,
about how much extra that night would be, or you would just send that to
Um,
us?
I can double check, but I believe it'll be around 250 US dollars for any additional nights.
Okay.
And that would include breakfast as well as whatever day you come in, we'll have the airport transfer um from the airport to the hotel.
how often have flights been like, delayed or, have you,
Oh,
and what,
sorry, how often do flights? I lost you in the middle of
yeah,
that.
how often have flights been delayed? And in other words, like, what would happen, like, couldn't get in or the flight was, I mean, who knows with everything going on.
We haven't had a lot of delays through Bali. I will not say it will never happen. We had one woman in December who came in and she was delayed by like 6 hours, but that was eight different flights and only one had a delay. She was supposed to
Mhm.
land around like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and she got in at dinner time. So it wasn't a big deal. We'll just transfer your driver and tell them, hey, the flight is delayed. With all of our trips, we assign you a specific driver and that driver knows your flight number. So if you do get delayed, it's not like they're going to never show up at the airport. They're just going to see, oh, hey, the person who's landing on this flight, their flight's delayed 3 hours. Great. We're going to come 3 hours later to the airport and they track your flight for you. So it's pretty simple. If you do get delayed, you'll still have that airport transfer waiting for you when you do arrive.
Okay. And also, what's the maximum number of trip guests? I guess including Christine
So
and
yeah,
Shaker.
for Bali, right now it is 10 people total. So 8 guests plus 2 trip hosts.
Okay.
For our wellness trips, we typically cap them between 6 and 8 travelers. And then for our other women travel abroad cultural tours, we cap those at 10 travelers.
Okay. And what get enough people? Does it have to be like a minimum number of people in order for the trip to, occur?
Yes. So the minimum for the trip to run is four guests. And we're at three of four right now. So we're pretty confident the trip is gonna run. Um, we still have a ways before June, but generally our goal is to give you, a confidence, hey, this is 100% happening. Go ahead, book your flights. In, the next 30 days. Certainly by the end of February, we would want to have confirmed the trip. There are at least four travelers going. If there were not, then we would refund 100% of whatever you've paid as a deposit.
Okay. And then what about airlines? Do you have any recommendations for airlines going to Bali?
So, generally, Delta and United have pretty good code share. So a lot of the women flew last year from like LA to South Korea and then Incheon, South Korea, direct to Bali. A few of the other women flew through Singapore, either on United or Singapore Airlines. Generally, any of those is fine. Indonesian Air, they have their own airline. I've personally flown it. It's fine. It's not the best. I'd probably take a Delta or a United over it. But there are, lots of daily flights, especially Singapore, South Korea, have really good connections. And then there are direct flights from even LA has a direct flight to Bali. It's just a really long flight and sometimes a bit more expensive than taking a connection elsewhere in Asia.
Okay, so I live in North Carolina, so our dominant carrier is American, and I know
American?
I think they partner with Qatar Air.
Yes.
Do you know
Yep.
anything about them?
Yeah, Qatar's great. And a couple women, like our trip host in December, she lived in North Carolina. She went from Raleigh, I think, to maybe Philadelphia or
Philadelphia.
somewhere north, and then to Qatar, and then Qatar direct to Bali. So it was three legs, and she really liked the flight and had a good time. So I would not be too concerned about that route as an East Coast person either. You could fly to Philly or New York, and then from there over probably either to Dubai or Qatar, depending on the airline.
Hi,
Okay.
Monica. I'm in North Carolina also, and I was looking at Qatar also.
Oh, okay.
So,
Who's speaking?
Melissa.
Melissa, Melissa,
Oh, okay. Melissa, what city in North Carolina?
Charlotte.
Oh, so am I. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, great.
See, already
That's
bonding.
Yeah.
it's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, I put an alert on the flights. They've been fluctuating right now between like 1,200 up to like 1,600.
Mhm.
So that's what I've been looking and talking with Catherine to just confirm that, this trip is going to actually take place before I actually purchase my ticket.
Yeah. So you
So
put an alert through who, like American or
Google Flights.
oh, Google Flights. Okay.
Yes.
I've never done that. Google Flights. Okay.
I can send you, we have a little video explainer on like how to set up flight tracking on Google Flights. So I can send that in a follow-up email if you want it. It's pretty
Oh
simple.
yeah. That would be great. Yeah.
This is Sean. I
Yeah,
joined late. My apologies.
no worries.
Are there any ladies from Atlanta?
Um, Anybody from Atlanta? There's a few others. I haven't heard them speak.
Fly in and out of Atlanta because my mom lives there, so there's no telling. Maybe we'll travel together.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we do have a lot of women come from Atlanta, the Charlotte, RDU, Raleigh areas are all like big areas that a lot of people travel from. Right now, the other women on the trip besides Melissa are coming out of California and Colorado, but again, we have women come from all over the US. So, in the next couple of weeks as things sort of finalize, there might be other Atlantans as well.
Okay. And at the end of the call, you
Yeah.
will send us an update with all the details in it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You'll get a copy of this recording as well as like a recap in an email format. And then if
Mhm.
you have questions, you're welcome to email me back and I can jump on another call with you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions from folks?
So,
All right. Well, like we said, we are, yeah, very excited for this trip, and very hopeful that we'll have at least 4 women joining us to run it. Just as a recap of next steps and how to book with WTA. So let me share screen really quick. You'll get a link to this trip page at the end of the call, and there you'll be able to review the whole itinerary that we talked about, as well as see this booking. And if you click the Book Now button, it will take you to this registration page. The way it works to register for a trip is you complete the demographic information, and then pay a $400 deposit to reserve your spot. You'll then be entered into either a payment plan where you'll pay $400 each month in the lead up to the trip, or you can pay in full for a small discount. Either way, the balance of the trip will be due actually at the beginning of March, because the trip is always due in full 90 days before you travel. So signing up in February, you'd pay the deposit and then you'd pretty much pay the balance in March, but you are able to pay everything online by credit card or by bank transfer. And you're able to register via that form online. Otherwise, you can also give me a call and I can help you register over the phone if you prefer. But yeah, that's really everything for tonight. You'll get an email recap here in the next 4 or 5 hours from me, and just stay in touch if you have any questions.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
have
Thank
one
you.
other
Yeah,
question, Catherine. If
absolutely.
we do decide that we want to come in a day early,
Yes.
how soon would you need to know that information?
By March or April, so we have
Okay.
some time to decide that. I would say once you book your flight, that's usually when
Mm-hmm.
I'll then add an extra night to your invoice. I want to make sure that your flight is like 100% confirmed
Okay.
before billing that. So we can add those at up to 60 days before the trip.
Okay. And do we have any um, theme nights, or like wear a certain color or anything like that?
No, it's very
Okay.
casual. I'd say the biggest thing for this trip is like light, breathable
Mm-hmm.
clothing, and then a
Mm-hmm.
lot of at least 1 or 2 good bathing suits, because you'll have a really beautiful pool and then you'll be able to go to the beach. There's a little shuttle that takes like 5 minutes to get from our hotel to the beach, and so you're, able to spend a lot of time in and around water if you want to. And then comfortable shoes. Like there's nothing particularly fancy about this trip, but we are going to be doing some walking. So I'd bring a pair of flip-flops and then a pair of sneakers.
Okay. Great.
Perfect. All right. Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
Thank
night.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.